and he joins us this morning. Good morning.
And I'm up early.
And we thank you for that.
This is a shocker. Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I'm always an early person. I always have been. When the sun comes up, I get up. But conversely, I go to bed pretty early too. But I've been a photographer most of my life, so when I like to get up and get that early morning sun.
You took some pictures at the White House at one point, didn't you?
Yeah, I've done a couple of things. I took a picture of Hillary Clinton once. It was really a cute story because the president was walking by. They'd just been elected president, and he kind of was. You didn't see the movie Dave. Right. He was he didn't know what was right and what was wrong. He kept saying, "What's going on in there?" And they said, "Well, Kenny's taking a picture." And they said, "Can I go in?" I said, "Well, it's White House. You go wherever you want to go." But he was so cute. You know, it was really kind of fun to see him that way.
Well, it's not every day that photographers, almost just more famous than the subject.
No, it was great fun. I was doing it as part of a day in the life of country music, where they followed a bunch of country artists around that day.
You have a couple of books out, a couple of photography.
I have 3 books, and I'm actually working on another one called Faces and Places, which is filmed stuff I shot all over the world in Saudi Arabia and China and Africa.
Excellent. Wow. At some point, did you say, I'm doing country music, but I want to take it mainstream?
Well, actually, what's interesting is I was in jazz for 10 years before I got into country music. But I've always loved country music because my dad played fiddle, and my mom just loved country music. So when I went to a concert once and they introduced this guy as Jimmy Neighbors, and he had a hit in 1945, and the people went crazy. I thought, well, this is where I need to be, because there was some longevity in country music. But it was an art form that I always felt more. I'm really a country singer who's had a lot of other musical influences, but that's my preference.
Well, I was reading that you come from a family of 7 brothers and sisters.
4 brothers and 3 sisters, right?
And public housing.
Right.
How did you get? What was your first big break? How do you make that jump?
When I was in Houston, we lived in the projects all the way along, and then when my dad got a decent job, they moved us out of the projects because you could only live there if you made less than a certain amount of money. And I sang in the Glee Club, and I sang in church choirs and things like that. And then I had this little group in high school called the Scholars, which I promise you was a misnomer. We were C students at best, But it was fun. And then I met this guy who was blind, and he played piano like Ray Charles and Errol Garner, and he wanted to start a jazz group, so he asked me to come join that.
And then I know one of your biggest breaks, I think it was 68 or 69, you were on Laugh-In. How was that experience?
Well, I was with a group called the First Edition, and we had a record called Just Dropped In to see what condition my condition was in, which was pretty psychedelic. Oh, it's great. They just used it in the Big Lebowski. They used it in the movie The Big Lebowski. So George Slaughter wanted to do music on Laugh-In, and so it was the first video done. They took us to a taxidermy shop.
That's great. Well, we're going to have more with Kenny Rogers in just a moment, but first, some information for you in case you got to leave the house right now. You might want to call in late for work. I think this might be a good excuse with the boss. There it is, annual Taste of Chicago Petrillo Music Show today at 5:30. More with Kenny Rogers in just a couple of minutes.
And Sam Rubin has your Hollywood Scoop coming up. Be sure to watch us tomorrow at 6.
How she made him look small.
Welcome back. We are back with Kenny Rogers, and now it's time to get one of Kenny's biggest fans on the phone. This is the email I got the other day from my mother. It was her birthday, and here's the email. Went to see Kenny Rogers, and it was just wonderful. We had the best seats in the house. He would stop in front of me and sing to me. It was wonderful.
Her name's Loretta, wasn't it?
Loretta.
Yeah, I did. I sang to her.
Yeah, she's on the phone, Ma.
Yeah.
Do you have would I say hello to Kenny Rogers?
Hi, Kenny.
Hi, Loretta. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great, thank you. Were you anywhere near the guy that got the money?
Yes, I was sitting right near him.
See? I'm telling you.
Kenny,
You were just wonderful.
Thank you.
Do you have a question for Kenny?
Yes, I'd like to know what is his personal favorite song.
Oh, good question.
Well, there are a lot of them that are favorites for different reasons. I think The Gambler was kind of one of those things that really gave me a worldwide persona.
Oh, yeah, that's the best
I will
one.
say, if you asked me if there was one song I wanted to sing every night, it'd probably be Lady. I just think that's such a wonderful song. Lionel Richie song.
Yeah, that's beautiful, too.
That's a song that used to make my mother cry.
That bad, huh, Loretta? I'm working on it.
Had more to do with the other man in her life.
I see, yeah.
Well, Ma, thanks for calling in.
I have one other question.
Oh, all right. What is it?
I want to know if he's still married.
Of course I'm still married.
Oh, shoot.
I've been married. Wanda and I've been together for 11 years. We've been
That's
married
great.
6 years. Our anniversary was in June, and she's the best thing that's ever happened to me. You know, and she's wonderful.
That's great.
But Loretta, if it
Pleasure
wasn't for
talking with
Wanda,
you.
Yeah, thanks, Loretta.
All right, we'll find you in the next
Singing.
one. All right, thanks. See ya.
Bye.
Crazy.
That wasn't really your mother, was
So
it?
she's not actually watching TV.
Thank you, Kenny Rogers.
You
Good
bet.
to see you.
Thanks a lot.
As always.
Great to
and,
meet you.
at the Petrillo today at 5:30. And by the way, if you want tips on how to look like Kenny, the website that we've been showing all morning, Men Who Look Like Kenny Rogers, there are some great tips on how to look like Kenny Rogers. And of course, the photo gallery, if the pictures help.
Ah, yeah.
Of course, Disneyland Kenny, Pig Licker Kenny, and they're all there. J School Kenny, Papa Smurf Kenny.
Oh yeah, just grow a beard. You can look like Kenny. It doesn't even matter what color.
Do you sing any a cappella?
Not really.
All right, I don't blame you.
There's a reason for that.
Very nice. Paul, would you like to sing your
My forecast?
weather forecast?
No, I wouldn't, but thank you for asking. Today, a daytime high of about 83 degrees, partly sunny skies. A nice warm day for us.
Yeah.
And if people miss you in Chicago today, where are you going to Milwaukee by any chance?
I'm all over this world. I mean, I'm everywhere. I work about 160 days a year.
KennyRogers.com has a lot of that.
Oh yeah, it'll tell you where I'm
yeah,
going.
you can track them.
That's how I know where I'm going.
Let's say hello to Sam
Hey,
in
Sam.
Hollywood.
Kenny, no stranger to our program here in Los Angeles, and does a great live show. And actually sang, I believe, Lady, with our Sharon Tay across the desk from one another in a tape that we rerun all the time and never pay any rights to Kenny for.
No one does. It's
So-
fine.
Here is my Kenny Rogers question, because I think of you with all these different land holdings. Where do you live now? Where's home?
I live in Atlanta now.
Okay.
I had a farm with a golf course on it that I'd built in Athens, Georgia. And there is a God. I sold that one. So now I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
But of course, the world is his home. Kenny, one thing we're talking about here in Los Angeles is you're certainly aware of the passing of Katharine Hepburn, and
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, sad news to start us off. 96 years old, and what had she not done? 4 Oscars, 12 nominations, and people singing her praises now this morning. Elizabeth Taylor saying that every actress in the world would look to someone like Katharine Hepburn and wonder, gee, what if?
Yeah.
And not only her work on screen, but the advancements she made for just American women.
Look at her.
She will certainly be thought of. The wonderful voice of Kenny Rogers now will be offset by the bad voice of several stars that we caught up in Miami. These are the stars of Bad Boys, and we asked them to sing. So Kenny, plug your ears as you hear a couple people trying to warble. Will Smith is in this somewhere.
Summer, summer, summertime, summertime.
Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? Tired out, I wanna go.
Oh, whoa, we missed
Kenny
that one.
thinking of duetting now with Will
Yeah,
Smith. And lastly, Ken, have you ever been in one of these celebrity roasts? Have you ever been roasted by the Friars or Dean Martin or any of that kind of thing?
No, and I will not be. That's my pet peeve. I don't like surprises. I don't mind being slammed if I can slam back, but I don't like to. I'm not good at sitting there and taking it and taking it and taking it.
An honest man.
Apparently, they did this for Carson Daly this weekend in Los Angeles, the MTV host, and apparently there were so many slams that during the commercial breaks, all they could do was apologize to the various people who got dinked, but that will air. But as you know, everything goes around again, so they're bringing back roasts in a big way. So good to see Kenny. We'll see you guys back here in LA tomorrow.
All right,
Thanks,
Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks again, Kenny Rogers.
You bet. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you.